Still with international news, the UN Security Council has unanimously voted to extend the sanctions regime imposed on South Sudan. There's been deep concern expressed at the failure of the country's leaders to fully implement their commitments under the peace agreement, with continued violations of ceasefire provisions. A panel of experts has also been asked to provide a report analyzing how the transfer of arms to South Sudan is affecting the implementation of the peace agreement. Bryce-Pease has more.
A unanimous decision, but the move to renew the sanctions regime was not without its detractors.
We do not accept a situation when, in place of serious political work, somebody tries to use sanctions, particularly through the Security Council. Therefore, we strongly advocated inclusion in the resolution adopted today, a provision that warns against the broadening of the sanctions regime by the Security Council in coming months with regard to South Sudan, including an arms embargo.
But penholder the United States warned that the threat to augment or modify the sanctions regime would depend on developments on the ground.
Today's resolution should remind South Sudan's leaders that there is no other path and no other choice but full and expeditious implementation of the peace agreement. The return of Riek Machar, his appointment as the first vice president, and the subsequent formation of the Transitional Government of National Unity are indeed significant steps forward, but they are only the beginning of a long path towards peace and healing and a long path towards justice.
South Sudan's representative questioned threats to impose a future arms embargo on his country.
Today's resolution questioned the armament of the SPLA. As a country not under armed embargo or sanction, to question its right to arm call us to question the motive behind such a language.
Raised concerns that core elements of the peace agreement remain outstanding, among them improved humanitarian access, ending attacks on humanitarian actors, security sector reform, and the establishment of the hybrid court to deal with questions of accountability and justice. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.